Ndinoda kuti nyika isiwe vanhu vangu inguva yedu hatingatadzi kubudirira Mwari ari parutivi pedu rambai muchirwa 'Cause my hitters don't die, the real hitters gon' shine and my people gon' rise. Cause we're born to win, yeah. I ain't saying
when the hell do I not have a deal? I swear this thing is a real dog. I play it fan off, the cowards that they can't feel. The wife try to console me like it's coming, baby, chill. She don't understand. I'm the only one that's real. I remember the third grade. Them kids, they had waves. I had them BDBs. You know that Zimbabwean grade. So they threw shades and your boy hit the stage. Press play and all the chicks was like, yeah. My voice was moving bricks, I was moving chips. If she gave me calculus, gave her a mouthful of it. Heat rose to this thing, boy, I bet on myself.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm excited because we have a wonderful Wednesday in the works for y'all. Of course, I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and I want to be telling y'all right now that tune in. I don't care how you tune in, but we're going to be talking about an important topic today because I got Courtney Schrieve in the building, and we're going to be talking about this amazing mentorship program and North Thurston Public Schools. Y'all, this is something for me where anytime we can highlight some great work that's being done for young folks, you know I'm going to be excited about that. And later on in the show, we actually have one of the mentors here, Imahni Hawkins, is also joining us. So I get to talk to her about her whole experience with the program. But of course, you know, it is the top of the show. So it's a great time to tag and share the stream. Yes, participate with us. Go ahead. Us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Okay. I promise you that. Just search Converge Media Network in the Day with Trae. Y'all will find me on Google, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Apple Music, whichever one, go ahead, pick your favorite and y'all will find us there. Well, I'm excited because this is something for me that really was a part of my childhood when we talk about amazing mentorship programs. So I'm excited to welcome Courtney to the show. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Trae. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely.
Excited to talk to you about mentoring.
Well, you could tell that I'm really excited too, because this is one of those things that is really foundational to the benefit of us having amazing adults, out here in the world. And so I want to really talk a bit about you before we get into the mentorship program, because there's always something that draws someone into what they do. Tell us why you saw fit to bring your experience and expertise into this amazing mentorship program.
Thanks. Well, I was a big brother, big sister before I had my own kids. And that was a really big learning experience for me because I hadn't been around young kids very much. And then I got into communications like you, and it was a really great and demanding career. But there came a point, especially after COVID, that I really wanted to do something different, something meaningful. And this job just, by God's grace, whatever, it came open and I was like, that's what I want to do. And the whole mentoring program had never really gotten off the ground because of COVID. And so when I was hired, it was sort of a blank slate. And so I looked at lots of mentoring programs and examples around the state. There's a great group I'll mention later called Mentor Washington, and they, there's just so many types of mentoring as you mentioned earlier, but we narrowed in on one particular, the one-on-one traditional model, but it's school-based. So it's 1 hour. We call it the Lunch Buddy program for obvious reasons, and it's 1 hour once a week. And people have lunch with the kid that's selected by their school, the child is, and it's just really rewarding. And of course, I signed up to be a mentor because I want to walk the walk, and it's the best hour of my week. I love being able to show up for kids. kids, and then match adults with kids so that they have somebody that that values them in their life.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really what you're doing as the mentor liaison, right? I mean, you're really pairing these children up with amazing mentors, and,
Right.
and really these are young adults. I mean, because you're talking about certain areas of, grade level and things like that. Tell us more about some of the particulars of the program.
So right now we piloted last spring, and we match elementary and middle school kids right now. And you'll hear a little bit later from Imahni what she's going to be doing with middle school kids. We have 15,000 kids in our district. I would argue that every one of them could use a mentor. But what we're looking at is we work with the counselors in the school to kind of figure out which kids could really benefit the most. Are they disconnected, or maybe they lost a parent? So there's no like set. When the counselor said, what kind of kid are you looking for? And I said, kids, BIPOC kids, LGBTQ kids that need it. I mean, the kids better than we do. And someone who's going to benefit from that 1 hour a week of positive adult attention. Kids, they don't care sometimes what kind of attention they get. So yes, some of these kids are frequent visitors to the principal's office. Some of them are really quiet, and you wouldn't even know that they're having challenges. But we supply games and things like that for the kids to do. We do some hands-on activities like planting plants, and the older kids do things like doing arts and crafts or playing hoops, things like that. But it's really, really rewarding. And we're not the only program like this in the state. There's all kinds of mentoring programs with youth, and I think it's needed more now than ever because of COVID and mental health issues, social media, racism, and suicide rates are really up amongst our young people today. So I just argue that anybody has an hour in their week, and we want them to investigate mentoring opportunities in their state.
Well, tell us more about this. Because I mean, at first when I heard about this, I thought maybe it is, school employees and it's, faculty, staff. I was thinking in that regard, but you're saying there's opportunities for folks who have that hour in their week to come and support a young person and build relationship with one of these young students, that they too can be brought into this. I mean, tell us more about how y'all source a lot of the mentors that you have coming into the program.
So that's one of the reasons I reached out to you originally, because we are in the state capitol. We're down in Lacey, Washington, and trying to recruit people to donate an hour of their time a week. I think a lot of people are intimidated by kids, and they think, well, I've already raised my kids, or I've never been around kids. If you can listen and learn and be patient, you can be a mentor. And so we had originally recruited district employees because they have more of a free lunch hour than, say, a second grade teacher. And then we also just started putting the words out to parents. And this year, we're really hitting the community hard, and we did some social media ads, and that's generated some interest. And then Imahni and I, who you'll meet in a little bit, we were invited to go to New Life Baptist Church and speak to the entire congregation, because obviously we really want more BIPOC and Black male mentors, because that is one of our populations that we're trying to serve, among others. And we just think cultural identity is really important. So we were flabbergasted. We thought maybe a couple people would sign up. Oh no, we had like 25 people sign up. So now we're in the process of following up with people and just doing that outreach. And, it's a new program. People haven't heard of us before. And what is this Lunch Buddy program? What does it have to do? And, how's this kid going to and parent permission is all about it. The kid wants to be on board. So everybody's on board. We do background checks. It's very safe. So I'm just super excited about it and hope more people take an interest.
Well, I'm glad that it's opening up to the community, because I think that there are so many folks out there. I mean, I'm always telling y'all, see yourself as a part of the solution. And it could be as simple as, what, I do have an hour a week. I do have a way that I can maybe be there and be with a young scholar, and share some of my history with them and maybe connect with them. But as you said, listening is a big part of this. But I love what you were talking about earlier too, because I don't know that we talked about it enough. And I really experienced it with my oldest son. during the COVID period of school. There was such a detachment
Mhm.
of these young folks, and the engagement levels were so low. I think everyone was trying to scramble and figure out how to still do academic work amidst a situation where we were all isolated, right? And so much of the school experience for any student is the social aspect.
Right.
And so even I know of homeschools that now get together with other homeschools just so that the kids are still getting that social aspect. And that's really what was missing during that time. When you think about, since you've launched the program, tell us about some of those top stories, mentors who have really enjoyed themselves. Maybe they're coming back again year over year. Tell us what's so important about this in terms of what you've been able to see now that it's been launched and it's opening now up to the community.
Thank you. And I agree. I think we had expectations of kids and teachers to do academics when there was so much social emotional pressure and isolation. And so I have two favorite stories. One is a man named Percy. I'll give him a shout out here. And he contacted me because I don't even know if he knew about the program. He might have heard we were doing something. And he's like, I want to mentor young boys. And I said, well, what age? And we tried to work with the mentor, like, what's your lunch hour? What's your best day? And he's like, I want to work with middle school boys. I'm like, okay. So I hooked him up with the principal. And initially they assigned him like 6 kids, which is larger than, that's called a small group. But some of these boys didn't really want to be there and some did. But over the course, 2 or 3 main kids kept meeting with him. He'd come play hoop. And this guy's a full-time businessman. He has his own business. He's busy. He could have said, I'm too busy for this, but he made an hour a week and they play hoops. He bought them pizza. He showed up to 2 of their 8th grade graduations. I mean, he showed up, and that's what you have to do, is just show up. And can you go on vacation and you're sick once in a while? Of course, life happens, but we try to work with mentors to stay connected during that time or to schedule a different day. And then we have another mentor named Steven, and he's a very tall white man. And we matched him with a very short Vietnamese boy. And originally I was like, and they just like this, they met and the boy moved this summer, and we found him, and he was so excited to see his mentor when they got together again. And just, anybody can do this. You just have to have a little bit of faith in yourself that, I can be a friend, I can be a mentor and a role model for this kid. My own guy, I don't have a lot in common with him. He was telling me the other day about YouTube characters, and he couldn't believe I didn't know who this YouTube personality was. So we looked him up on the phone, and he's like, yeah, he makes all kinds of money, and that's what I want to do when I grow up. I'm like, okay, and you just learn and you give back to each other. And I think that's what mentoring is all about. And, you mentioned earlier, like, who was your mentor when you were a little girl or a young woman?
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I had so many amazing people around me. But Melba Taylor, one of my first mentors that was like, hey, I was at Rotary Boys and Girls Club, and she was there. I think she was doing a particular externship for school, but she was there when we were doing our summer program, and she just connected with me. I mean, like this. And it's, again, even as an adult, when I ran into her, I'm like, oh, Melba, it was like no time had passed. And you're so right. It was just anchoring for me to see someone who was she was a UW student at the time, and just made me understand the importance of the collegiate environment and just instilled so much in me as a young person, So that's just one, but there were so many throughout my life. And I agree with you. This is really important. So I'm so glad that you made time today to come and join me. Of course, if we got folks out there in the audience who may be in the area and they're part of those community members you're trying to reach, look right here, let them know how they connect with you, and they let you know that they're ready to mentor.
All right. Thank you, Trae. So if you're interested, you live in Thurston County, you're interested in mentoring in the Lunch Buddy program in North Thurston schools, the easiest way is to just Google North Thurston Schools Mentoring. You can also call us at 360-412-4487. But I think just searching for mentoring North Thurston schools. And then the other way, if you're not in Thurston County, is there's something called a mentoring connector. And if you go to mentor.org, you fill in your city, your zip code, and they will hook you up with mentoring opportunities with kids in your area. So those are 2 really great ways, and we would love to have you mentor.
Oh, Courtney, thanks so much for sharing.
thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Look at Courtney came right here and laid the foundation for this amazing lunch buddy program. And now we're going to be talking to Imahni Hawkins, who is one of the mentors, and she's going to be telling us about how she's connecting with young folks. Y'all don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Get ready for a night of solid gold with the Temptations and the Four Tops. Same night, same stage. The Temptations and the Four Tops together live.
What up, y'all? T-Dub here, Art Queen of Converge, checking in from my Alaska Airlines flight to remind you that you can watch Art of the Matter as a part of Alaska Airlines in-flight entertainment. Episodes 1 featuring Moses' son, and both of our police episodes featuring Kevin Morales and Penn Cayetano are available now at 30,000 feet. See you in the friendly skies.
What's up, everybody? Trae Holiday here, and it is about that time to get our kids back into school. So, of course, it's also a great time to make sure they are up to date on all of their vaccinations. You can find free vaccination events all throughout King County, and they are giving out COVID-19 vaccines, boosters, all the vaccinations you need to make sure your kids are ready to start their school year off right. Go to kingcounty.gov/find a clinic to find a free vaccination event near you. Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Imahni Hawkins. What's up, Imahni? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I mean, so you're a young person and you're like, I know the importance of mentorship and I want to give back. Before we get into how you're doing that, tell us a bit about maybe how mentorship has impacted you in your life.
Yeah. So I grew up in Tacoma, Hilltop neighborhood specifically, and I first started with my mentoring journey in middle school. And I would go to an after-school program called Bobcat Scholars, where I received my first mentor, Miss Day. And from there, she would check in with me weekly, see how grades are going, see how I'm doing. And I always looked forward to meeting with her every single week just to conversate with her. And it was really a highlight of my week. And from there, I transitioned into the high school program called Hilltop Scholars, which is based in the Peace Community Center in the Hilltop neighborhood. And every day after school, I would be there. There was tutors there to help me with homework. And from there, I also received another mentor, which I called my academic coach. But she was able to give me so many different opportunities from different scholarships that catered to me, specifically Act 6, which is the scholarship that I am on right now to attend St. Martin's University. And so from there, I've been receiving a whole bunch more mentors, even through the scholarship that I've received. And even still to this day, I connect with all of my mentors. I still keep in contact with the ones from high school and even from the new ones that I've been receiving. And it's just been very inspirational. And I'm very glad that I've been able to have that opportunity to have people that have my back and want to see me succeed. So.
Yeah, you know, this is so phenomenal. I mean, because we talk about the first kind of circle of influence as like your family and your friends. You have this circle that you're kind of born into, but then there's an additional circle that you create with the friends and folks you have around you. But then we don't talk enough about this kind of third tertiary circle that is really about the folks that have poured into you along the way, because they all are a part of, you know, who you end up becoming, you know, in terms of that exchange. And so it's great to know that, you know, as a college student, you are still making time for younger people as you learn and go through your own college life. Tell us why you said, now I need to do this too. You know, you had that inspiration. Tell us what made you make that choice to then say, I need to become a mentor.
Right. I think definitely having mentors myself heavily influenced my reason on why I want to do the same thing that someone did for me. I feel like it's very important to give back to your community as well. But on top of that, I'm into the social work program. And I feel like with being a social worker, in a way, you kind of are a mentor or a guide for someone to kind of help them, you know, get on the path that they want to be on and help them be successful with whatever that looks like for them. So those are the two main reasons why I feel like it's very important to be a mentor for someone else, because I feel like with my background and experience in mentoring, I'm able to give back and do the same thing and help someone else too.
Well, it sounds like those may be some of the things that you're looking forward to with the mentorship and why you've connected now to this amazing Lunch Buddies program, right? Tell us maybe about some of the specifics there and how you're able to really bring your own experience into now building that relationship with young folks in the Lunch Buddy program.
Yeah. So with the Lunch Buddy program, I've been helping with Courtney recruit new mentors and things like that. I'm also going to be starting doing mentoring groups as well with specifically middle schoolers, just helping them grow their socio-emotional skills, because definitely during that time in middle school, it's, you know, the time of change, you know, different emotions, you're growing, you're developing, making new friends and things like that. So being able to have my background in social work and, you know, my experiences with mentoring, like I said, I feel like I'm able to really connect with these students a little bit more, just because it hasn't been too long since I was in their shoes. So being able to help them through my experience that I've had in the past and kind of guide them and, you know, support them in that way. And so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to mention it too, because I'm like, when they see you, they've got to like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. You
Right.
were me just not too long ago.
Mhm.
And that's so important in terms of the age range of mentors, I think, which is why I'm so glad that you came with Courtney today, because really this is a way for people to see that, you know, it doesn't matter how old or young you are. There's a way that you can find that time to connect with young scholars and really give them some insight into maybe how you overcame some things. As Courtney said, listening is so key to that. So I'm really appreciative that you are pouring into the next generation. When you think about maybe one or two things that you really want these mentees to receive and walk away with, you know, after they've been in your groups or after they've been able to connect with you, what are some of those things that are really important for you to instill in them?
I think a couple of things that I feel like are very important for them to receive and to remember is that there is always someone there looking out for you. You are supported, because I feel like just knowing that you have that support, your confidence is able to be built a lot stronger. And even with my experience with having my mentors support me with along the years and throughout my college academic career, it's really built my self-confidence and really has shown to myself that I really can do whatever I put my mind to. So that's like the number one thing that I really want these young scholars to know and to remember, is that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and being able to have that mentor to back that up really helps along the way.
It definitely does. It becomes an anchor. I'm telling you, it becomes an anchor. That's somebody that experienced it and that received it. That's why I'm saying it's so important. Thank you so much for being willing to take on the opportunity to connect with young folks like this, and for being a part of the Lunch Buddy program out there. You've now just inspired me even more. So I'm so glad that you were able to join me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all, I'm telling you, look, Imahni just lit it on fire here, right? I mean, ultimately, this is exactly what we're talking about in terms of inspiring others. So y'all know I get to wrap this all up, this amazing mentorship inspiration, right after this short break. Stay tuned, y'all. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Get ready for a night of solid gold with the Temptations and the Four Tops. Same night, same stage. The Temptations and the Four Tops together live.
What up, y'all? T-Dub here, our Queen of Converge, checking in from our Alaska Airlines flight to remind you that you can watch Art of the Matter as a part of Alaska Airlines in-flight entertainment. Episodes 1 featuring Moses' son, and both of our police episodes featuring Kevin Morales and Penn Cayetano are available now at 30,000 feet. See you in the friendly skies.
What's up, everybody? Trae Holiday here, and it is about that time to get our kids back into school. So, of course, it's also a great time to make sure they are up to date on all of their vaccinations. You can find free vaccination events all throughout King County, and they are giving out COVID-19 vaccines, boosters, all the vaccinations you need to make sure your kids are ready to start their school year off right. Go to kingcounty.gov/find a clinic to find a free vaccination event near you. All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to give a huge shout out to my guests today, Courtney and Imahni, for being here and talking about the Lunch Buddy program. But it was also the inspiration both of them really poured into their sharing, because if any of you out there has been impacted in such a positive way by a mentor, you know the importance of folks pouring in to you, right? When you were younger. I mean, just think about it. You know, Courtney said, look, there's a whole way for you to just go to like mentor.org and find a place near you to be a mentor. Now, y'all know I was inspired by that. So I want y'all to be inspired too. If you're wondering, what is the way, Trae? I want to see myself as a part of the solution, but I don't know how. I don't know if I can, if I have much to do or much to give. I'm telling you, if you can just connect with a young person as a mentor, Courtney said it's really about listening. And then Imahni shared some of the ways that she benefited. And now she's like, I just want to give back, because there is an opportunity for all of us to utilize our lived experience as a way to impact and impart that on someone else. So, I want you to be inspired, y'all. There is right there a way for you to see yourself as a part of the solution. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., y'all, peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.